one of the big stories from this weekend, Son Heung-min is leaving Tottenham after a decade of service.
Right. We didn't know, but we had sensed that it was coming. Son Heung-min, does he need a descriptor? He held a press conference on Saturday in Seoul. So this was an emotional announcement.
Yes.
Son called this one of the toughest decisions of his career, saying that it wasn't an easy decision, but that he will, yes, indeed, leave Tottenham Hotspurs this summer. He hasn't been clear on the exact date. So he has been with Tottenham for the past 10 years and currently captains the team.
Yes.
There had been a lot of speculation over when this might happen because his contract does run out this year. So Son said that he felt like he needed a new environment to push himself and to get more out of himself. And he also reflected back on his decade in the English Premier League, the EPL, saying that he came to London as a kid, he said, of 23 years old, and is leaving as a grown man. So new head coach for the team, Thomas Frank, said he would have loved an opportunity to work with Son, but all the while wish him the best.
That's right. And now basically we know where he's headed to. There's a verbal agreement in place. The details are to follow.
All right. At the time of the press conference, he didn't say.
Right.
So is he going to LAFC? That's been the speculation, and now that has been at least verbally confirmed.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia has been, contacting him on and off, as many others. So he did say that it was important for him to be in a situation that will best help him prepare for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which of course is being held jointly in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, which we kind of can conjecture why then the decision to go to LA would have suited him best.
Yes.
So going back to the World Cup, Son stated that this could be his last World Cup as he is in his early 30s and that he wanted to be somewhere where he can, quote, pour everything into it.
Yes.
But a little bit of a career briefing, of course, because we'll have people who are better equipped than I to cover this. So he joined Tottenham in August of 2015. So full 10 years. He is the 5th on the all-time Spurs rankings with 173 goals in all competitions. And he won the Premier League Golden Boot as the league's top scorer in the 21-22 season. And he really is kind of known for breaking like the glass ceiling, the barrier, because in sports you do have to consider the physique, the physicality, height, weight, and build differences. But he really is known for not only breaking the barrier for South Koreans, but also Asian players.
Yes. So amazing career at Tottenham Hotspur. For our next story, we're going to take a look at how much our power bill, maybe with the increase in air conditioning usage. No.
Well, the thing is, though, August is shaping up to be hotter and more humid, which, again, more increased AC usage. So with the not only record-breaking, but prolonged heat wave, people are having to turn on their ACs more frequently. And with that, of course, they're going to need to pay more. So I'm citing data from Korea Electric and Power Corporation, KEPCO Hanjeon. An average household apparently keeps their AC on for 5 hours and 24 minutes per day. So think about that.
Yes.
So for an average 4-person household, uses 280 kilowatts of electricity per day. So they may expect to pay 113,500 won per month when they keep their AC on for that average period. This, by the way, is over double the average power bill for the month of May, presumably when you didn't turn the air conditioner on. That back then was 52,000 won, so a big difference there.
Yes.
So the reason for that, it wasn't just about how much you use. In Korea, we have what's called the accumulative tax.
Right.
Basically, the more electricity you use, once you get to the second tier, third tier, the more you do pay per unit of electricity.
Sure.
And of course, the heat wave adds a big deal to it. This past July, we've had 14.5 days of the heat wave. A little bit of bad news on top of that. August is expected to be hotter than the average years, which can, of course, lead to increased AC usage.
Now I have a really important question. What can we do?
Right. So basics, if you have what's called an inverter type air conditioner, that's kind of the newer types, keep it on for longer. but at just like a higher temperature and lower wind. So don't turn it on and then turn it off and turn it on and turn it off. So basics though, always whatever AC you have, keep the desired temperature at 26 to 28. And I know some of you are like, well, what's the difference between that and the outside?
Oh, there's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Yes.
And, depending on what type of AC you have, 26 to 28 should be cool enough. You don't have to be cold inside, right? And use the AC with air circulators and fans to maximize that cooling effect. Keep doors and windows closed.
Yes.
Close the blinds or curtains to block the heat from the sun's rays. And also keeping the AC filter and the outside unit clean. That helps as well, not only with energy efficiency, but to prevent fires, especially dust accumulating and stuff over your 시래기, the outdoor unit, really can be dangerous.
Yes.
KEPCO also offers rate discounts with households with 5 or more people, 3 or more children, or that have life support systems running, members with disabilities, or persons of national merit or low-income households. So definitely take advantage of that.
Yes. Once again, and we've been hearing about these fires popping up, so let's be careful. All right, next, a bus driver in Busan drove drunk, leading the city and the bus corporations to come up with some belated measures.
Right, so very problematic, but the story is also layered in the problems that it has.
Okay.
So first, according to Busan City and the Busan Bus Transportation Business Cooperative, they said that a driver who works for a company in Yeongdo drove the bus from the garage in Yeongdo-gu District to Chunggu District's Democracy Park. This happened last month.
Okay.
This was at about 6 o'clock in the morning. By the way, the Democracy Park, they have narrow roads, hills. I mean, not that any road is safe to drive on drunk, but it does require some skills. So the bus company has a breathalyzer and it measured blood alcohol concentration to be 0.09%, which is right above the legal limit for license cancellation. Thankfully, there were no passengers on the bus, but it could have been disastrous.
Yes.
So the company became aware of this because at least something in the system worked. The system immediately flagged somebody at the company, automatically sent a message.
Okay.
So they actually had to send an employee to basically chase after the bus, and they intercepted a bus by Chunggu, the Democracy Park.
The belated response by the bus cooperative and the city, this has come under fire.
So neither the bus cooperative nor the city knew about this for 15 days since after that, until basically the press got wind of this and reporters started asking questions. So under the system, and this is what the rules say, simple DUI, there's no simple DUI, but simple DUI without an accident doesn't get immediately reported to the cooperative.
Really?
Yeah, and because there were no passengers, it seems that the company didn't call the police. So with this new information, the city and the cooperative, they will conduct an investigation into this case and take additional action. In the meantime, the company will be fined 5.4 million won and the driver 500,000 won.
This is my personal opinion. For any drunk driving, when you're operating a bus or a plane, for example, shouldn't there be like a
heavier
zero tolerance?
Right, and heavier punishment for violators.
We need to end on a palate cleanser.
Yeah, so a post went viral. We love it when this happens. This was from an independent bookstore owner in Cheongju in Chungbuk province.
Okay.
This 51-year-old owner posted a photo of a sign from the store's door which said, "Hey teens, the adults prepaid for your books, so come and get them."
Really?
Yeah, so there's a whole prepaid campaign going on. So this store has 10 books left for the month of August. Conditions: the teens need to come and choose the books on their own freely without a parent or guardian. And they also offer drinks, free drinks. Yeah.
So it seems like is this like a collective project for like the local teens?
Right. So after the post went viral, a couple media outlets went and interviewed the owner.
Yes.
So the owner says this is a part of a project called Let Us Buy You Books.
Okay.
I love it. So she got this idea from a regular customer at the bookstore who told her about a similar but different post on social media about another person sharing books with teens via a prepaid method, 선결제 method. So this regular suggested that they too want to do this and offer to donate 50,000 won every month for a year, which would be enough for, depending on how much the book is, like 432 books.
Yes.
So this money became the tiny seed, the seed money that kicked off the project. Back then, the owner says this was enough for 3 books that kicked off the project back in February of this year. It kept growing. In small increments. Again, this is an independent bookstore. 4 books in March, 10 in May, and 11 in August.
Ooh.
So we are on the up and up. The owner said she actually, before she started the project, despite this bookstore being en route to a local school, students never came in.
Oh, but what about after?
After that, definitely she had kids start to come in with word of mouth. She started getting more patrons as sponsors for the project, both big and small. One person saying, I only have money for 1 book, but can I pitch in? Another person prepaying for the entire year's worth of, basically subscriptions.
Yes.
The only rule, again, is that the kids come in alone. And of course, it's also to give kids this experience of like roaming around, wandering around the bookstore, reading, looking through books, and choosing what they truly want to read. She also posts photos of the books that the kids chose on social media because these are donations, so for the sake of transparency. So adults also know, this is where my money went to.
Sure.
One parent apparently came into the bookstore thanking her, saying that the kid never really read before. And as all kids did, her child was just like glued to his or her phone. But her child put down their phone voluntarily.
Oh my God.
And then this is such a virtuous cycle because then the parent felt compelled to donate money for the other kids too.
Okay.
When the fund runs out, but the kids could still come in, the owner actually from out of her own expenses, gives kids like this little pocket money of 3,000 won, just so they feel encouraged to come back. And she hopes that more stores will join this project to give kids with the joy of reading.
This is such a great idea. I love it. I hope this like grows and blossoms. And what a great idea. I love this. Well, thank you for all the Walkley news. And of course, we'll check in with you tomorrow. So thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.